We got big updates from Rob Thomson this past weekend about two pitchers on the Phillies roster, their potential return, what the next plan is, and more going forward here at the beginning of the month of August. We're going to get into all of it today, what it means for the Phillies, and more. Two big pitchers on this team, one from the rotation, one from the bullpen. The first one I really wanted to touch on here is Jose Alvarado. Obviously, I think we all know what went down with Jose Alvarado back on May 18th. Jose Alvarado was suspended 80 games for PED usage from taking a weight loss drug that caused a failure. He had an 80-game suspension that started on May 18th. Obviously, just a huge blow for the bullpen, specifically because Jose Alvarado is still ineligible and will be ineligible for the postseason. But one of the bigger things here is the Phillies are going to get him back for the rest of the regular season coming up here soon. Rob Thomson said yesterday that Jose Alvarado will be in Philadelphia on Monday before going on a minor league rehab assignment. He's been staying ready on his own with bullpens and live BPs back in Venezuela. Alvarado can return and is eligible to return on August 19th, but he obviously once again will not be able to participate in the postseason. And, this bullpen this year hasn't been great. I don't think there's any doubts about that. Jordan Romano didn't really work out. Joe Ross didn't really work out. Your two big bullpen signings weren't great. Granted, you got some great innings this year from guys like Tanner Banks, Max Lazar, Orion Kerkering's been really good. Matt Strahm, although he had a tough day on Saturday, he just pitched an entire scoreless month of July. He's really starting to find it again after a bit of a shaky, beginning of the year. But it's no surprise that this bullpen hasn't been great. Obviously, the Phillies added heavily to their bullpen, specifically with Joan Duran at the trade deadline. Joan Duran. We got the actual pronunciation from him the other day. So Joan Duran, obviously added at the trade deadline, has just been awesome so far. The entrance, he threw one game Friday night, his first game with the team. It was absolutely electric. The entrance was insane. If you haven't seen it, go look up his entrance online somewhere. It's just absolutely incredible. If you guys saw that, let me know what you think. If you were there in person on Friday night, let me know what you thought about it in person. I will say, just being down there, no video that you see does it justice. It's absolutely incredible. But back to what's really important here. Obviously, the 4 or 5 guys there in the bullpen, Duran, Strahm, Kerkering, Banks, Lazar, those are probably your best 5 guys right now. Daniel Robert hit the IL on Friday with a blister on his finger. So right now you're rolling with these top 8 guys, the 5 guys I named: Jordan Romano, Seth Johnson, and Alan Ronhell. David Robertson will be coming up soon. Obviously, the Phillies signed him to sort of a prorated deal about a week or two back. Not the savior, but a veteran arm that should be able to take down some innings. Now with the addition of Duran, in the best case scenario, David Robertson's pitching a 6th inning for you here and there. Obviously, the setup men for this team now are truly Matt Strahm, Orion Kerkering. Joan Duran is obviously the closer. But this bullpen's been kind of iffy this year. And a big reason for that was the loss of Jose Alvarado. It was a huge impact on this team. Alvarado's been their best reliever now for probably a little over 2 years. It was a terrible blow. He had an ERA under 2.75 before he went down with 25 strikeouts. He had a big year last year, 2024, obviously with a 4.09 ERA, right? Wasn't great. Had the moments. There were a few bad outings in there that kind of inflated the ERA. 2023 was really the year, 1.74 ERA. But an ERA under 2.75 before going down. It's been a big loss for the Phillies. But the Phillies will get him back. And their strategy, from at least August 19th till the last regular season game is just simply going to have to be using him as much as you can. Matt Strahm has thrown a lot of innings this year. Orion Kerkering has thrown a lot of innings this year. Tanner Banks has thrown more innings more leverage innings than I think they would have wanted to. Granted, he's evolved into a guy that can pitch in leverage situations. Didn't have a great day Saturday. Granted, nobody in the bullpen really had a good day on Saturday. But Tanner Banks has been a bright spot this year for this Phillies bullpen. But getting Jose Alvarado back and not having to worry about saving his arm for the playoffs, right? He can't pitch in the postseason. You have to run him out as much as you can in the regular season. Get some innings off of your current guys. Get them, ideally, if you can get through, if you can find a week in the summer or 4 or 5 days in the summer where maybe Kerkering doesn't throw for 4 days, maybe Strahm doesn't throw for 4 days, that's the ideal situation. They're going to have to use Jose Alvarado as best as they can to limit innings because, once again, he's not eligible for the postseason. You might as well get everything you can out of him in the regular season while also saving some arms that are going to be taking down postseason innings for you. Another update on the Phillies pitching staff. Aaron Nola was at Citizens Bank Park on Saturday. He looked good. He was in good spirits. I had a little bit of a conversation with Nola. He said he's starting to feel better. He's really getting there. He thought his start went well, his past rehab start. So he will throw 4 innings or 65 to 70 pitches on Wednesday with Lehigh Valley. The Phillies are assuming probably one more rehab start after that one. So I think you'll be starting to get ready to see Nola probably middle of August back in this rotation. Aaron Nola has obviously been out for a while with, originally one ankle injury that turned into something else and turned into an ankle, and then it was a rib. He last pitched on May 14th. He got lit up by the Cardinals in 3 2/3 innings, 12 hits, 9 earned runs. It was his worst start ever as a Phillies. Everyone knew something was wrong. You could just tell something wasn't up, or something was up, and he should be coming back soon. Sends Taiwan back to the bullpen probably. Fortifies this starting rotation a little more, who is obviously great. They've struggled a little bit in July recently. Ranger's been up and down. Luzardo's been up and down. Wheeler hasn't had his best stuff since the complete game. He's still Zack Wheeler, but just a little off. The command's been off recently. Rob Thomson said they don't have any worry about it right now, but just a little bit of command issues. Really quick, I did just want to touch on something really quick. Matt Gelb of The Athletic wrote an awesome article before we get out of here on this video about the new entrance for Joan Duran. The Twins, basically to sum it up, if you have an Athletic subscription, I really suggest going to read it. It was an unbelievable article. It was unbelievably written by Matt. The Twins basically sent over the files to the Phillies for Joan Duran's entrance. They wanted it to be the same. There's an awesome story about some people that worked for the Twins and about the journey to getting Duran's sort of entrance. I did just want to read a couple little clips through it. So the next morning after Joan Duran's debut at the Phillies, the guy from the Twins texted Duran and basically, so he texted him the night of the game, right after it happened, and he said, "Wow, I'm so proud of you. The entrance looked amazing." And obviously Duran wrote back, "Thank you so much, Dustin. Thank you for being a part of that creation," because he was a part of creating this intro for Duran. It was an awesome, awesome article about how the Phillies had emergency meetings to get the entrance ready from Wednesday night when they traded for him till Friday, the first game back. They basically had 36 to 48 hours to get this done, and it was incredible. They obviously, admitted it's still a work in progress. The lights didn't turn off soon enough the other night. The touchscreen froze on one of the buttons, so they're kind of working through some things, but just an unbelievable job by the entire Phillies production staff on this entrance, because once again, if you were down there, you know that it was just absolutely electric the other night. Once again, newest episode of Phillies Digest here. Phillies go for the series win tonight on Sunday Night Baseball. Christopher Sanchez on the mound for the Phillies. Charlie Morton takes the mound for his first start as a Tiger. If you guys have not subscribed already to the channel, please do so. Just 35% of our viewers that are watching our videos are actually subscribed. So hit that little subscribe button under the video, hit the bell, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Once again, my name is Luke Arcaini. This has been the newest episode of Phillies Digest, and I will see you guys next time.